afternoon to you once again, my learners. Welcome to today's mathematical literacy lesson. My name is Bernard Donko. This lesson is brought to you by the Northern Cape Department of Education in collaboration with Pagama Research and Development. So as part of preparing you for the maths literacy examination, we are looking at paper 1 again, looking at the next portion. What do we do? Remember, in our previous lesson, I was telling you that we have got finance, data handling, and probability. So I want to make sure that you, the learner, you are ready to pass. You are ready to score higher marks. So at the end of the lesson, you don't have to forget. You have to be able to work with financial documents, develop understanding of what we call VAT. If you were watching the previous lesson, you saw that we managed to go through most of these points. They are still the same here because we are talking of the second portion. Remember, I did ask you about pay slips, income and expenditure, all those questions. Now, I gave you this point as the baseline. I am asking you again, since that time, have you been able to remember to write this one? What's a pay slip? What's a salary? What's a wage? What is a gross income? What's a net income? Can you please help me? Practice makes perfect. Write down your answers so that we can go on. Yes, 3 minutes when you are, no, 5 minutes because 1 minute for one answer. Yes, right, so that we can go. There we are. Pay slip is a record of information about one's pay. Salary is a fixed payment in a pay period. Wage is usually on hourly, daily, or weekly, or fortnightly. I explained to you fortnightly, twice or 2 weeks. Alright, now let's look at the terminologies. I have explained to you what is hire purchase, what is inflation, what is interest rate. Now we look at VAT and what is VAT exclusive as well as VAT inclusive. Exclusive means there is no VAT. Inclusive means VAT is already there. So, what are some of the things you should look out for? Again, please remember to number your work the way they have to be numbered. The same numbering system that is used in the question paper is what you must use. If they write 1, 2, 3, don't go and say I. No. Don't go and say A, B, C, D. Do not create your own. Use the same numbering system that is used by the examiner. The next thing you have to look at, the pictures are not necessarily as big as they should be in real life. So don't get confused by the size. If the examiner wants you to use the exact size there, they will give you the clue of what you have to do. So I have given you some few questions here, very different from what we did before. Arrange the gross monthly salaries for post level 1 in ascending order. What is ascending order again? From small to big. From small to big. So I'm giving you 2 minutes, learners. Can we work this one out quickly? We are looking for what? The gross monthly salaries for post level 1. These are post level 1. Meaning when you see post level 4 and stuff, do not include them because we want only post level 1. Yes, 2 minutes. We work and come back. Welcome, learners. So this is how the values were supposed to be. Because we are saying ascending order, we are looking for the lowest salary to the biggest salary. The lowest is what? 19,095. We go on up until 39,992. When you are able to do that, you see that during the examination, we mark 1 mark for ranging, 1 mark for the way it goes. Is it in ascending order or descending order? Alright. Question 2. We are looking for modal. Modal. What is the other word that we can use for modal? Yes, we have modus, or we have mode. All of them mean the same thing as mode. So when you see mode, when you see modal, when you see modus, don't get confused. We are looking for the modal. What is mode again? The value that appears more than any other. So which one is that? 21,908. There is one of them. There's another one. There is another one. You see, it is that kind of salary which appears more than all the other salaries. That's why we call that the mode. The next question is, the starting annual gross salary, excluding bonuses of a fully qualified teacher, is 262,896, the starting salary. So the first question is, verify showing all calculations whether her statement is correct. Meaning, Nobuntu said something. She said that all the teachers at this school are fully qualified. Why do you think they are asking us this question? It means we want to see if every teacher's salary matches the starting, meaning there shouldn't be any salary which is less than 262,896. So go through the PL ones and then check. How do you do the checking? You work it out. We come back after 2 minutes. We want to use your answer together with mine to see if we are working together. All right, welcome my learners. So this is how you are supposed to do it. Can you see the 896,262? Add all of them. Divided by 12. 12, the starting PL ones. That should give you 21,908. So let's check. Is there anyone who earns less than 21,908? Let's go through it. It is not valid. Can you see? There is somebody, there's one person here who earns 19,000. So it means that that person is not earning the starting salary. That's the problem. So as a question, the examiner is trying to test to see if you're going to be able to interpret when they give you information. You don't take information just from face value. It's, for example, whatever you read on social media, you believe that is true. No, that's not how life works. Certain information are put there to sway you, to shift you, to move your attention to a particular thing. So don't think everything that you see is correct. You have to work it out and verify. The next question, determine in simplified fractional form the probability of randomly selecting a teacher with deductions less than the mean. So 1, for you to do this one, the key less than the mean. Once you are done, the answer must be in fraction form, because we are looking for the probability. So you have 3 minutes. This I want you to discuss with somebody quickly and then get me the answer so that I can show you what I did mine. 3 minutes, we come back. Okay, welcome learners. So this is how you work it out. Isn't it they said the mean? So once the examiner talks of the mean, I want to go back and let you see. It says less than the mean. This is the key word. So once the examiner talks of the mean, you go and write the formula of the mean down, like what I did. Then dividing by 163,777. Maybe you are asking yourself, where are you getting these values from? I want to go back quickly so that you see what I'm talking about. Determine in simplified fractional form the probability of selecting a teacher with deductions less than the mean total deductions. So we are looking for the mean total deductions. And the mean total deductions we have been given as 163,779 divided by 15. Can you see this time we are not just looking for only post level 1 teacher, whether you are a deputy or what, or departmental head, you are still a teacher. So it means that the answer is 10,918 rand 60 cent total deductions, mean total deductions. We are looking for all these ones. We add all of them together and then we divide it by how many values are there. All right. Now that you have got that, here we are. So what do? We have 10 is to 15. What number goes through 10 and 15? Where you are not sure, can you please pause the video, ask the teacher to explain. Maybe you are asking yourself, how did you get a 10? How did you get a 15? Ask the teacher to help you there so that we can understand each other. But what number goes through 10 and can also go through 15? And how did I get to here? That means that I used 5. So 5 goes into 10 2 times, 5 goes into 15 3 times. That is how I got the 2:3, because they want simplified fractional form. I have another question for you here. Now we are dealing with the exam type questions. The table below shows foreign travelers arriving in South Africa by region, meaning either from Asia, Americas, Europe, that's by region, and mode of transport, like how did they come to South Africa. So we are talking from April to June 2020. This is the information that the examiner has given to us, so we are working with it. What information, before we go to the question, look, we have unspecified, we have those from Africa, we have those from Asia, we have those from Middle East, we have those from Central and South America, we have those from North America, Europe, and overseas. So look at this information before you move on. Look at the first question. Write down the total number of overseas travelers arriving in South Africa during April to June 2020. So write down your answer so that I can show you mine. 2 minutes, quickly, learners. Okay, welcome. So this is what I wanted you to write. Can you see overseas? So you go to overseas and you write the answer that you see. You are interpreting documents that you have been given. Okay, number 3.1.2. Show by means of calculation how the number 141,663 was calculated. There is 141,663. How was this number calculated? Show. Write down the answer so that we can work together. 2 minutes should be enough. How did they get 141,663? I don't want you to talk. I want you to write it down. Write it down for me. Okay, so this is how they worked out the answer. We have 1,371, 140,000. You see, 140,000 there. These are the people from overseas, ne? Plus 54. Where is my 54? There, unspecified. Can you see these three numbers? Okay. When you put all together, you get it. So if you are not careful, you're going to add each and every one. And that becomes a problem. So how do you think they got 1,371? Those are the people from overseas. These ones. So they add all of them. That's how they end up getting 1,371. Hence, there's no need for you to add a 1,111 again. Let's look at 3.1.3. Calculate the missing value A. Oh, there's a portion that is not there. There is A. We don't know the answer. Okay, so I'm giving you 2 minutes. Learners, this time we are not discussing, because remember, you are about to write on your own, where you sit on your own desk, your own chair, and you do not talk to anybody. So I want you to try. Even if there's a mistake, we'll discuss together. I'm giving 2 minutes. Can you work it out so that we can come back together and solve? Welcome, my learners. So this is how I wanted you to do it. The value of A is given to us there. So the only thing that I wanted you to do is to take this total for all those people from overseas. Then you subtract the 299, you subtract the 38, you subtract the 12, you subtract 33, you subtract the 1. Can you see all those from overseas? They are not around here. They are from far. They are from other places of the world. So you subtract all of them and you are going to get 236. Meaning, if you add 236 to the 1, the 12, 38, 29, you're going to end up getting 619. Another way of doing it, you could have just said 460 minus 103 minus 121, and that will still give you 236. Okay. You see the values of 460 there. You see the 103 here. You see the 121 there. So when you subtract these values, you are still going to get the value of A. Alright. I have another question for you. It says explain unspecified. What does it mean when we talk of unspecified in this context? What does unspecified mean? Write down what it means. 1 minute, learners quickly. Write down unspecified. Remember, in my class, I want you to participate because that's how you're going to become better. Don't just watch my video and not practice. Practice makes perfect. So what does unspecified mean? Write it down quickly. Okay, so when we talk of unspecified, we are looking at travelers who might have omitted their country of origin in their documentation. It's like when they were applying for visas and other things, they did not even remember to write the country where they are coming from. That's why they call them unspecified. So yes, they have a place where they are coming from, like maybe they are from Asia or Europe, but they did not write it down. So we consider them as unspecified. All right, then we are going to 3.1.5. I have another question here. The incomplete graph showing the data for travelers coming from 3 overseas regions, namely North America, Australia, and unspecified. Where are the places? North America, Australasia, and then where's the other one? Unspecified. Those 3 have been drawn on answer sheet number 1. So we want to ask you questions using that information. Can you see them? The first one is what? North America. Then we have Australasia. And then we have unspecified. And then the way which they used to come to South Africa. Was it air, road, or sea? So now there is the graph. Then they are starting to ask you to draw. Let's go back so that you get to see what you were supposed to do there. It says use the table alongside to complete the graph of the 3 overseas countries. So I wanted you to slot in. I hope this one you ask the teachers to give you the graph paper so that you can try, you can practice. So I give you the annexure. Yours is to plot North America. The next one is to plot Australasia. Then you plot unspecified in the spaces. So can you see there's a space here, there's another space that you're supposed to draw, and then there should be a space. I need those 3. If you have the graph paper, that will make life a little bit easier. But this is how it's supposed to look like. Can you see? They are supposed to be 3, 3, 3. If you look at the graph, can you see here? There are only 2, and then there's nothing here. You're supposed to add, and then here they're also supposed to have, and the last portion you're also supposed to have the bars. So here, this is how it's supposed to look like. Have you seen that one? The black ones. Can you see them? And then we have this other one. Here we have nothing. There's nothing. No one from those 3 places who came by sea. Graphs you are going to draw. And we are going to give you about 3 or 5 marks. Trust me, each mark counts. Once you are able to draw the graph and you get it correct, you should know that you are going to be fine. So I'm giving you another question. Remember, we are still on paper 1 in general. There are lessons where we are going to focus on specific topics. So don't worry much about that. But for now, we are looking at the full question paper. That's why you see me starting with question 3 and stuff. The first video was talking of question 1 and 2. Now we are finishing question 3, 4, and 5. So that we get to see how best we are going to answer the question. So migration, that's movement of people from one place or country to another in Southern Africa is driven largely by economic opportunities, political instability, and increasingly environmental hazards. The graphs below show the top 5 countries of origin of immigrants. When we talk of immigrants, we are talking of people coming from a foreign country residing in South Africa. So this is another type of chart, another type of graph. There's people from Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Burundi, Angola, and then Lesotho. And then various percentages have been given to us there. So here we are talking of the total number of immigrants. I've given you information, but now I want you to state the number of immigrants from Lesotho who are residing, those who are staying in South Africa. The total number of immigrants from where? Lesotho. So you see the examiner is giving you the particular place. So there is your Lesotho, but we are looking for the number. So write your answer quickly, 1 minute. This should not take us long. Write your answer so that we can come back and right there. This one. Do you see it, learners? 339,943. Or, yeah, I know somebody, even though we said write a number, you go and write the word because you prefer the word. No problem. But it's supposed to be 339,943. I have another question for you. Calculate the total percentage immigrants from the top 5 countries residing in South Africa. The total percentage. What are we looking for? Total percentage. So 2 minutes, learners. Let's go. 2 minutes. Give me the total percentage. We'll come back and I'll show you the answer that you are supposed to have gotten. Welcome, my learners. So this is what you are supposed to do. Can you see the numbers? I hope they are the same like yours. I have 12. There's my 12. 8. There's my 8. 5. There's the 5. Another 5. There it is. Then a 4. Because remember I said the total. Total. Put everything together. That should be 34%. 3.2.3. The immigrants from Lesotho is shown as 4% here. They are showing us. Remember, it's not from you and me. The examiner told us that those from Lesotho, they are 4%. Okay? Using the actual number of immigrants from Lesotho, meaning using this 339,943, determine the actual percentage of immigrants from Lesotho. When you are done, you are not stopping there. You have to explain why there is a difference between the percentage shown and the actual percentage of Lesotho. So first, let's work together. Give me the actual percentage. Is it really 4% or not 4%? So using this information and all the percentages that you have worked out, let's work. Yes, 3 minutes. This one I'm giving you 3 minutes. Write down how should you answer this question. You are allowed to ask the one next to you. Okay, welcome back. This is what you are supposed to do. You add here 339,943. Where are we getting it from, learners? Yes, they are the one for Lesotho. But they gave us total number of immigrants. The people who are living in South Africa, they said is what? 7,877,165. That's what I've written here. Can you see it? And then this one is from Lesotho times by 100. Actually, it's supposed to be 4.31555%. But on the chart, they told us it's only 4%. So let's check if it's true. We have proven now it's supposed to be 4.3%. Then the examiner said, if you can go back quickly with me, I want to show you something. You see, after finding, the examiner says, explain why there is a difference. Why is it not 4% but 4.31%? So this is how you're supposed to write your answer. After getting your answer, you should say, they rounded all the percentage values. Can you see? All the values are rounded. It doesn't mean it's exactly 5%, but the examiner wanted to show the values as a whole. That's why even the one for Lesotho is rounded as just 4%. I hope you got that correct. If you didn't, after the video, ask sir or ma'am to print for you so that you can practice. These are the kind of questions you're going to find in the exam. So you have to be absolutely ready. There mustn't be any situation where you feel like, I do not understand the question. You have to be able to get it correct. All right. I gave you a question which says, determine the probability as a simplified fraction. It means it must be in the form of a fraction of randomly selecting an immigrant from where? Mozambique or Lesotho. This is the key. Once you see or, it means add. When you see and, you have to multiply. Don't forget, once you are dealing with probability, the moment you see or, you must add the values from Mozambique and Lesotho. If you see and in between the countries, it means you must multiply. Don't forget. Okay, so this is how you're supposed to do it. So you take the first one from Mozambique, it's 12. The one from Lesotho, it is 4. That's what you see there. So can you see now it is what? 12 plus 4. That is give me 16. But we are not done. 16%. How do I 16%? 16 over 100. So the examiner said it must be in what? Simplified. Therefore, we have to look for values that goes through 16 and goes through 100. The simplified one, the best one is 4, because 4 can go through 16 like 4 times 4 is 16. So 4 can go into 16 4 times. How many 4s are we going to get from 100? 25 times. But the key is that in the examination, at least if you're able to do the 4 and the 12 to get 16, you're going to get a mark. When you write your answer as 16 over 100, you're going to also get a mark. Then, if you're able to write in the simplified form, you get the other marks. But even if you don't reach there, at least out of 3, you should be able to get 2. That's how you become better. That is how you end up getting more marks. All right. Here is our question 4. Nobuntu is a teacher at a South African school, and she compiled a schedule showing how her salary deductions for January 2018 and January 2019 have been. The government employees pension fund GPF is 7.5%. Remember, as I highlight, if you have the question paper, you also highlight. Do not sit and read without actioning. Try to write something. It will help you a lot. Table 4 shows an extract of the deductions on Nobuntu's January 2018 and 2019 salary slips. So we have 2018 in terms of rand, and we have 2019. I hope you are following my learners. Thank you. So our first question is, give 2 reasons why workers contribute towards pay as you earn. I've given the full explanation of PAYE. That's pay as you earn. Why should people contribute? Write your answer. 2 minutes. We come back, my learners. Remember, we are working. This is mathematical literacy. Practice makes perfect. We don't just talk. Write down. Why do people pay as you earn? If you don't know what it is, by now you should know. Ask the teachers to help you there. Pay as you earn. Why do we have to pay? So this is what you are supposed to write. Because pay as you earn is a form of tax. That tax which we pay. So what does the government use the tax money for? To build schools, roads, hospitals, name it. To improve the infrastructure. So people get deducted PAYE because we need the money. Not we as me and you, but the government needs the money to fix things. Build new schools. Fix the old ones. Okay. I've given another explanation. To help with other government services like paying our social grants. Some of our people in communities are not that fortunate to be working. They need support. So they rely on social grants. Where does the money come from? It has to come from somewhere. So through our taxes, we try to help. Or, remember the soldiers, the military. They have to defend our country. If other people are coming here and starting wars, me and you, we are not strong enough to defend. We are not even trained to go and fight. So we need people who are defending the country. And those people need to be paid, the soldiers. So we use part of that money. Any important thing that you can think of, please write it down. Why does government deduct tax from the worker? To do a whole lot of things. You can't mix that question. All right. I've asked another one for you. Here is my pension fund. So 7.5% of the gross salary is going to be 1,855 rand and 8 cents. Remember in the scenario, I gave you that Nobuntu is part of pension fund scheme. And the deduction is what? 7.5. That's why you see 7.5 here. So 7.5 of the gross salary is giving me 1,855 rand and 8 cents. So now, where is the gross salary? Where is it? Because Nobuntu has already paid GEPF 1855 and 06. But I don't see the total here. Now, can you see what I've done here? Whatever I've done, if you find such questions in the examination, that is how I want you to approach it. One, I know 100% times 1,855 and 8 cents. You divide everything, meaning you can write it like this. 100 times 1855,08. Divide everything by 7.5. I hope you know why 100, original salary. I want it. So, can you see? When you divide it by 7.5, it is going to give you this amount. Meaning, Nobuntu is earning 24,734 rand and 40 cents. That's the reason why I did not give to you. I wanted you to work it out. I'm testing you on different questions with the hope that you become better as time goes on. So you can see here, we have our deductions. We have the pay as you earn, the tax. We have the government employees pension fund. We have the government employees medical scheme. We have the retirement fund. I was explaining to you that the retirement fund basically is like a pension fund. But most of the people realize that their lifestyle, when it comes to retirement, the only money which they are getting from government may not be enough. So while they are working, they decide to put a little bit extra on the side, which is going to be very, very important. Even you, one day when you start working, don't just start buying cars and showing off in the community. No, try to plan, think ahead to say, sometimes there will be difficult moments. Where are you going to get the money from? Are you just going to be relying on credit cards and borrowing and borrowing? No, because we realized in our previous other lessons that when you keep on borrowing, the extra money which you take or you give back is not easy. Like for a house, if you buy a house of 500,000, you realize that you are going to end up paying about 1 million, if not more than that. You pay extra money, more than 500,000. So while you are working, something like retirement annuity, try and have that. It will help you a lot. We have the funeral policies, because not all of us will be able to bury our loved ones when they pass on. You don't have all the payments, all the paperwork. So it's better you hire the people who know. We have the savings. Yes, try to put savings aside. As you work, you belong to unions. And then labor relations. Put all together. That's how you see that I have written them here. So can you press for me quickly? Use your calculator. 4,013 and 1. 1,855.08. 5,389. I hope you are pressing for me. I have my own calculator here, but I want us to work together quickly. 5,389. 764.66. 1,485.56. 715, 74, and then 750. So we go quickly. 4013.01 plus 1855.08 plus 5389.0 plus 764.66 plus 1485.56 plus 715 plus 74 plus 750. Okay, I've got my answer. Let's check. Mine says 14,303.81. I hope you got that. Well done if you did. That is very great. So now, all these are deductions. So we are looking for the net. How much money is left after everything? Remember how we got 24,000? We worked out 100 over 1,855. Divide everything by 7.5%. We ended up getting the 24,000. If you don't remember, it was like this: 100 times 1855.08. Divide everything by 7.5. That's how we ended up getting 24,734.40. If you don't remember, now I've shown you again. So now we are subtracting the 2. It means that after deducting everything, Ubuntu is left with 10,430.59. I have another question for you here. Explain why workers demand an increase in salary every year. Why do you think workers sometimes they go on strike? Give me only one reason. Write it down. Quickly, 2 minutes, we come back. Give me one reason why workers demand an increase in salary every year. 2 minutes, quickly. Okay, welcome learners. This is one of the reasons. It is to keep pace with inflation. Remember, we spoke about inflation. We are saying it's the change in price of goods and service over a period of time. So as we grow, as we go along with life, things become expensive. Last time when you bought bread, it was a certain amount. Now, it's around 20 rand. Okay. Now we are going to the point where I need to take extra caution. While you are busy preparing, it does not serve any purpose that you get to the exam room and you start making errors. Look at what the examiner is asking you for. Show all calculations clearly. I'm giving you the few tips when it comes to the summary. Number 2, round all final answers to the context that you have been given there. If you get the question paper, remember that in this examination that you are about to write, that is 15%. Not 16, not 14. Then, when you see pictures, please don't forget, they may not necessarily be according to the right size. Here is your work. When you go home, I want you to try it. I've given you something very different. The arranged net salaries are as follows. I have given you the salaries and I've asked you some few questions. Determine the interquartile range of the net salaries. Explain the significance of IQR calculated in question 1.1. These 2 questions should help you refresh the memory for the next lesson. It was so nice being with you today once again, learners. Keep well. I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.